Hello, you're listening to Abstract AF, and I am Sneha Jaswal. In this episode, I'm going to be reviewing the Japanese fiction bestseller Before the Coffee Goes Cold by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. If you could go back, who would you meet? Asks the book, before the reader can get to the page of contents, before the stories begin. Kawaguchi tells the stories of four different people who want to time travel to meet somebody important in their life. And their wish is made possible by visiting a small cafe in Tokyo, which is over 100 years old and has a legend attached to it that its customers can go back in time. But there are so many annoying rules to follow that most people don't even bother asking for this magical service. For example, one rule is that people cannot leave the cafe when they time travel. And there is the even more peculiar necessity. They must return to the present before their coffee goes cold. Here's the first and most important spoiler free thing you need to know about this Japanese bestseller. It's a sentimental piece that explores loss. And when I say loss, it doesn't necessarily mean just death, but the deprivation of anything important to someone. Although death is also an important theme and motive in the book. So, if you're looking for an exciting, fast paced science fiction tale, you'll be left very disappointed with this novel. It's steeped in magical realism. There are no machines or gadgets that make the impossible possible. People only need to walk into this one of a kind cafe, agree to a dozens of restrictive rules, have some coffee poured into their cup, and they are good to go whenever they want, for a very short period of time. As soon as they finish drinking their coffee, they'll be brought back to the present. But they also have to finish it before it goes cold. As someone who drinks at least 2 cups of coffee in a day, I did feel like the beverage remains warm for a longer time than it would be in real life, which gives space for the characters to have unrealistically longer encounters when they're time traveling. But well, we're talking about a magical cup of coffee, so maybe applying too much logic is a wasteful exercise. It takes time for the author to make things interesting, so some readers, or maybe a lot of readers, might find the first few pages slow or tedious. But give it time and it gets better. I read the English version of the book, which was translated by Geoffrey Trouselot. So it's difficult to comment on Kawaguchi's writing style because the English writing is quite standard. I won't say it's boring, but nothing really stands out about it. That said, I really enjoyed reading the book. It has a curious mix of characters, some of who are too emotionally dependent on others. Then there are some who are too cold and detached with their loved ones. However, Kawaguchi makes most of them too serious and somber, even the ones that are supposed to be young and carefree or whatever else. In fact, it's actually the cafe that's the strongest protagonist created by the author. A mysterious little hole in the wall kind of place in the bustling Tokyo, with sitting space for just 6 customers. If you like reading fiction novels like The Notebook, the one which was made into the very popular Hollywood movie starring Ryan Gosling and Rachel McAdams, you will definitely love Before the Coffee Goes Cold. Like the blurb says, the readers get to meet four visitors, each of whom is hoping to make use of the cafe's time traveling offer in order to confront the lover who left them, receive a letter from their husband whose memory has begun to fade, or see their sister one last time, or meet the daughter they never got the chance to know. There's definitely a deliberate attempt to make the reader feel overwhelmed emotionally. If you cry at sentimental movies, you will cry at reading this sentimental book. But if you're a seasoned bibliophile, you will also be able to guess how things are going to end. Kawaguchi definitely spins a very intriguing premise, although it's explored in limited ways. So, despite being contemporary fiction, it has a very old school charm to it. Some may find it too old fashioned and maybe even boring, others may find it touching or endearing. It's a 4 on 5 stars from me. That's all for this episode. Talk to you in the next one.